Hello, everybody. First off, I want to make sure that our audio and our video and everything is working. So if you can just drop into the chat that you can hear me and see me, that would be great and very, very helpful. Because I realized that I threw on my new headphones that are powered through Bluetooth. And I wanted to make sure that my speakers were working too. So, okay, great. Let me just say hello to everybody. Interesting. Jenny said I switched from Facebook. That link to be live didn't work. Okay. Good to know. So I did put that in, and I'm displaying it. But for wherever I'm streaming to, I think there are certain channels that are going to work and display your comments. But there are other channels, like if you happen to be tuning in on my personal Facebook page, your comments might not show up. I might not see them. So I will go back after we're done live and the replay is up, and I will go through all of those comments if I happened to miss them. So what I am going to say is it's usually best, and I will probably shift all of my broadcasts over to two primary sources, which would be my YouTube channel and my Facebook business page. So if you are looking at my private Facebook page and you want to be able to really participate in the comments, go over to YouTube or to my Facebook business page. Thank you. So hello to Sophia. I'm hearing that audio and video is all good. Good, because I made sure that I was using my snowball mic, which I have been using for our podcast as well, which has made our producer very, very happy because it's better quality sound and better quality voice, which is always fantastic. Jenny says it looks good on YouTube and you can hear me fine, though you're on an iPad, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Sometimes things get a little bit funky when I watch videos on my iPad, and if they kind of become choppy, and sometimes the audio and the video don't sync up. I don't know why. So we have a new viewer, Mimi Blue Music. Hello. Welcome to the broadcast. And Sophia says, ooh, those are swanky. I'm guessing you're talking about either my microphone or my UE Fits Ultimate Ears. So they are quite expensive, and I'm still looking at some of the even more expensive option as my little like manifestation carrot. But I purchased these a couple of weeks ago because I had been eyeing them for a while, and I really wanted a Bluetooth non-wired option. So both. Okay. Good to know. Also, if you're interested in some of the things I use to broadcast every week, because we do this show weekly every Friday night, usually at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But Hilary had a long day today, didn't get to eat lunch either. So I came home and I was really hungry, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to push back the time. And I'm actually not going to be teaching tonight. I'll talk a little bit about that later, and we will schedule what I was going to teach tonight for next week. So I've got my appointment book and my planner next to me, so I can pencil that in, make sure that we've got a schedule, and I'll update the schedule accordingly. But yeah, we did do a previous episode on the gear list. So do want to mention about that episode, that you need to really start where you are, though, and like don't feel like you need to buy expensive tools or crazy lighting implements. Really, what's most important is to just start from where you are, and you have time. You have time to build up your gear list accordingly, experiment to see what works, what doesn't work, what lighting works, overhead lights, lamps. I like to keep things pretty tight and bare boned and, be flexible about it, and only really invest in the gear that I had read a lot of reviews and asked a lot of questions before actually going and purchasing stuff. So, oh, awesome, Sophia. I picked up the Socialite tripod you recommended in that live stream. I love it. Fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. Actually, that tripod that I have too, it's in the other room right now. I'm still, using my clamp light also from Socialite. I find that works best for these lives. Very light and easy to maneuver, but I'm glad that you're loving the tripod, and I'm happy to hear that it's working for you. Jenny is asking, which platform do you podcast on? That's an excellent question, and maybe we should do a separate episode on podcasts and how to start your own podcast. But I have two, in case you didn't know. One is the one that I do for Card Slingers Coast to Coast with Jamie Elford and Melissa Sonova. We do through Podbean. So as in pod, as in podcast, and bean as in a coffee bean, Podbean. So that's where we primarily do it from. But it is available on all platforms where you get your podcasts from. So. And Katie says, good evening. Sophia says, yes, please do a podcast episode. Okay, will do. I'll have to write that down. And then the other podcast that I do a Tarot by Hilary podcast. Only have a couple of episodes because I started to do that during the pandemic, and then I quickly, lost interest. Time got away from me, that kind of thing. And then also I was really broadcasting a lot with the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast. So it was like too much to do all in one time. But my own podcast series or podcast is the Tarot by Hilary podcast. And I do that through Anchor.fm, I believe is the URL. And that I think is the podcasting specific stuff for Spotify, if I'm remembering correctly, but you can also, again, disseminate it to wherever you get your podcasts. So the Tarot by Hilary podcast is available wherever you stream your podcasts. And again, there's only a couple of episodes so that you can catch up right away. And some of the episodes that I've done and put out there are based upon these Friday night workshops. So one of the longer ones that I have is how to do online readings. That took a long time for me to edit, but it is available in podcast episode form if you would like to check that out. Or you can just watch the replay of how to do online readings. So Katie says, Card Slingers Coast to Coast is awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the feedback. And we just dropped a new episode on significators. And I'm not sure if I ever did one of these episodes on significators. Maybe we should, or maybe I can revisit it again. I probably didn't because I don't use significators in my tarot readings. I prefer to just let the reading happen organically, and the first card out is your significator or is the present situation. So that is a 2-part episode that we've just released part 1 on the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast, found wherever you subscribe to your podcasts. Please and thank you, and leave us a kind review. But you can find the show notes at cardslingerscc.podbean.com. Ooh, interesting. So Jenny says, thanks. Trying to get my meditation teacher to do a podcast. Yeah, I definitely have to, I definitely have thoughts on podcasting and what show lengths should be, because like there are some podcasts that get really into the nitty-gritty. And they go on for a long time, like 1.5 hour, 2-hour episodes. And quite frankly, a lot of the feedback that we have gotten for the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast has been 1/2 hour at most, because a lot of people are commuting or driving or doing errands or cleaning. So they prefer the length to be no more than a half an hour. So we have been trying to accommodate that, and we have been trying to keep it to under a half an hour for most episodes, so that we can keep it palatable and quick and easy and, digestible as well. Good to know. Thank you for keeping track, Katie. A significator episode here, not that I recall. So I'll keep that in mind. Yes, exactly. Sophia says, yeah, the astrology podcast is great, but those episodes are long. Yeah. And I mean, rightly so. Honestly, astrology is a very big topic, and sometimes there are bite-sized episodes that people need to be a little bit more digestible. I can also recommend the Tarot Ladies, Teresa Reed's Astrology Bites, BYTES, and Tarot Bites. So I think those episodes aren't very long, but there's many of them, but they're not very long, so that they're more digestible in smaller chunks. Okay, I'd love for you to do an episode on the how-tos. It'd be so helpful. All right, well, you're gonna have to tell me what how-tos. I know how to do a lot of stuff, so you just have to be a little bit more specific on that. All right, well, I mean, we're 12 minutes into the episode, and I haven't even done my introductions because most of you already know who I am. And, welcoming to new viewers, please and thank you. That's great. I will make the introductions, though, if you happen to be coming across this, either in the replay or in the live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Tarot by Hilary live weekly episodes. My name is Hilary. I am a professional tarot reader, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. I believe everybody has intuition. And those of us that are professional psychics, professional tarot readers, or diviners, or mystics, or whatever you may call us, we are no better than you. We've just been at this a while, and we've been practicing and listening to the signs, symbols, working with our tarot decks, working with our I Ching or our runes or our tarot or Lenormand, and putting ourselves in touch with our own intuition, and then working with other people in finding their intuition. And the common language between my intuition and your intuition is usually the divination system between us. In my case, it's the tarot. For other people, it might be something different. So oh, so Jenny says podcasting how-tos. I need to start writing some of these down. I know that it's not technically a scheduling episode tonight. And I did originally have the plan to teach the Amberstone's method of year-long spreads. That was the plan. I've had a long day. It was my last day at my day job. I am going to be doing this work full time now, and also doing freelance editing, freelance writing. But mainly, my main squeeze is going to be tarot reading and doing these weekly episodes and teaching and everything. So it's been quite a long day, and I had planned on teaching, but I'm not there right now, and I want to be able to read over the Amberstone's method for year-long tarot spreads and really digest it before I come back to you guys and teach it. So we will probably be doing that this coming Friday, not this Friday. So I updated the episode description, and we don't have a set topic tonight, but I will be taking your questions. And yes, definitely, Jenny, if you want to write down ideas and send them to me later, absolutely, thumbs up to that. And I know most of these episodes are by popular request, what you all want to learn about, because without you, this show would not be happening. Okay. Otherwise, without you, it would be just me talking into the ether to myself and not to the universe. Or, sometimes it's fine to talk to the universe, and the universe talks back, as we've seen with some of the weekend forecasts and some of the astrology as well. So the plan was to do the year-long spreads from the Amberstones method, but, things happen. So we will be doing that episode next week. This is the reason why I have my planner. We talked a little bit, I think, at the start of the year about planners and what everyone was using for their planners. I am caught between, liking to use a physical planner and also making sure that I'm planning things like through my scheduling system so I don't forget about that and I don't lose track of my client appointments. But it's kind of a hand-in-hand, halfway paper, halfway digital that I've got going on. And between the two, I don't miss anything. At least knocking on wood while I'm saying that. So last month we had a ton of different episodes. We did start on January 7th with scheduling episodes. I did an episode on spammers, scammers, and charlatans, talking about the stuff that was going on with Instagram. And I think I have another impersonator again. I think it's like Tarot by Hilary 2. Not me, guys. And I had someone send me the DMs that this impersonator was sending them, and sure enough, they were using Grand Rising Beloved and can I consider you for a reading and what's your astrological sign. And she's like, most definitely not me, not how I talk, not how I speak, not how I write. So thank you to the people that have let me know about that impersonator. I will keep on saying this until the cows come home. Please report and block any impersonators. Tarot by Hilary is my only Instagram handle, and it is throughout most of my social media. So I think my YouTube channel is the only thing that is not Tarot by Hilary after the slash. It's Hilary Tarot. But other than that, it's mostly Tarot by Hilary. Hilary with one L, no underscores, no 2 or 3 or 111 or y'all. No. And I will never DM you to solicit a reading. You know where to find me. It's right below. So I'm waiting for this comment to pop up through my comment assistant. Hello, how are you? I am good. Shally, how are you? Welcome to the broadcast. So we did do an entire episode on spammers, scammers, and charlatans. I just want to mention Tarot by Hilary is my only Instagram account, and it is also private right now. You have to request to follow me because I have switched it over to a personal and private account because of this ridiculousness. So, spammers do not have access to my stuff or my most recent stuff so they can copy and then duplicate. That's not happening. Thank you. Oh, no. So that means that they're still up and running. Just reported and blocked. Thank you. Tarot by Hilary 2 is not me. Please report and block. Thank you. Because they probably already preemptively blocked me. That's what they do too. Anyway. We also did an episode on Bridget, my patron goddess, last month. And then we didn't do an episode on January 28th, I don't think. Because I wasn't feeling it. Let's see. We also went through a lot of astrological stuff for Mercury being in retrograde and Venus also being in retrograde. Whoo, it was a lot. So I am flipping forward to February, even though we are on the second Friday in February. I see what I was going to teach. Well, last week, we usually do a scheduling episode, and I said we're not going to do that because we already have a bunch of things to schedule. So, sure enough, I had talked about the 13 moons reading, which is another version of my year-long spread. Not from the Amberstones. This is actually 13 Moons is through Kim Kranz, who is the creator of the Wild Unknown tarot deck. So what I'm going to do is I am going to schedule the Amberstones method for next week. And 13 Moons is going to get crossed out and put on the 25th. So this is not technically a scheduling episode. It was supposed to be the year-long spread with the Amberstones method, but I'm not feeling it today. But I have written that down now, and I will put up the social media stuff so you have the schedule so that you can tune into the episode that you want to tune into. And it's always more fun to tune in live rather than watching the replay. But there will always be replays for the lives. But it's more fun to be live. Okay, so. And I didn't even have to do a tech check because I relied on you to make sure I was broadcasting correctly. All right, and my throat is being a little bit croaky right now, so I'm going to take a hydration break. And after I guzzle some water, we are going to start with astrology from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady, from her wonderful AstroBiz Digest, which I am going to display. The link to purchase a subscription, which is $99 for the year. I swear it's a steal. I use the AstroBiz Digest pretty much every day, every week. I plan my life through the stars, and I use Teresa Reed's AstroBiz Digest to do it. So let me go ahead and display that. Just thetarolady.com/astrobizdigest. Make sure those dashes are in between the astro and the biz and the biz and the digest. And while you're looking at that, I'm going to guzzle some water. I'm realizing that I really didn't drink a lot of water today, if at all. Not great. Keep yourself hydrated. You always want to be hydrated when you're doing metaphysical work, whether it's of a tarot nature or spirit or meditating, or even if you're receiving a tarot reading, not necessarily giving a tarot reading. It's very important to stay hydrated. Sorry, folks. I was looking for some chapstick, and I can't find any right now to hand, so I'm just going to use lip gloss. Okay. So I'm hydrated. I'm ready to go. So the AstroBiz Digest is through Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady. And what I like to do is start out these episodes with starting with the astrology from Teresa Reed, only for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I want you to purchase a copy of your own or subscription of your own to the AstroBiz Digest, because I don't want to take away from her work. I want to wet your whistle, so to speak, and let you discover how wonderful the AstroBiz Digest is for yourself. So I don't want to give away the farm. I just want to give you enough to be prepared, not scared of the weekend, and also take a look, check out some of Teresa's work. It's really great. And $99 for the year is just, it's such a good price. So We will do that for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then we will move into, I'm going to take some questions tonight because I'm not feeling up to teaching tonight, like I said before. But I will be teaching the Amber Stones method next Friday, or this upcoming Friday. I've written it down in my planner. I will go over that with you guys before we move into the weekend forecast, which is usually an oracle card or a tarot card or an affirmation card that I pull to for the weekend forecast. So you get a lot of forecasts in these episodes. We give you astrology, we give you tarot, oracle cards, and usually I teach as well. This particular episode, I am going to take your questions and I will pull a card for each question if you want a one card reading. Take this opportunity, folks. I don't usually do this. You're catching me in a good mood, okay? I usually do not like the freebie seekers, but in this case, I'm willing to take some of your questions. And if we don't have any questions, we'll move right into the weekend forecast and we'll get finished earlier. So, hope that sounds good to everybody. Jenny is asking next Friday 4-ish. I don't know what your time zone is. We usually do Friday nights, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's usually what is best for everyone. And I found that was what worked with my schedule. If that doesn't work for everybody's schedule anymore, and we want to discuss it and see what times are best for everybody, I would be open to it, but I don't know. I'm just used to this time at this point. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday night. It seems to be when most people can get together. Oh, yes. So for you, if you're Pacific Standard Time, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. So 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me would be, I think that's 3:30 for Pacific Standard Time, if I'm remembering. I think New York is 3 hours ahead. So just make those adjustments accordingly. Okay. I can watch replay if I miss the first half hour. Absolutely. That's great. I mean, that's what the replays are there for. I appreciate your viewership, whether you're here live or not. I always prefer it to be live because, I don't know, there's just an energy about presenting live and seeing that y'all are here and comments are coming up live and I can answer them on video. It's just, I don't know, it's better that way. Oh my goodness, I almost knocked over my microphone. That would have been bad. Okay, let us get to the astrology. So let me pull it up. I don't know why I can't find it. Where's the AstroBiz Digest for this week? Oh, there it is. Okay. I have a lot of stuff in my email inbox. Woo! And for those of you who have purchased an email reading, I'm going to be doing email readings tomorrow. So that's something to think about as well. I usually like to advertise when I'm doing like a rock block of email readings so that, you know, if you happen to have not purchased an email reading, it's almost like a nice reminder, like, hey, I'm going to be sitting down to do a bunch of email readings. Like, so I'll usually put out an image saying that email readings will be expedited today. And then usually people are just like, oh yeah, that's right. Hilary does email readings as well. Like, why don't I just get this question answered? So don't forget, email readings are a great way to work with me too. If you don't want to book a half hour to an hour session over the phone or over Skype, there are email readings available. Okay, so weekly forecast, February 7th to the 13th. So that is this week. Mercury slid out of retrograde last week, and it didn't go quietly for some people. So during Mercury retrograde, mistakes will be made. So you always want to tread carefully. You have a choice. You can beat yourself up or fix it as best as you can and move on. I always choose the latter. That's from Teresa, but I also choose the latter. The world is hard enough without you coming down on yourself. So this week, be kind to yourself. No matter how frustrating your work may be at the moment, cut yourself some slack. Entrepreneurship is not easy. You're doing good work in the world. Keep going. So all of these weekly scopes are also in Eastern Standard Time, so please adjust accordingly for your time zone. So for Friday, the moon is void for most of the day, which means it's best to finish up your writing projects today. If there are any outstanding emails, answer them as well. I certainly did that today. Mercury conjunct Pluto at 9:04 a.m. provides the mental muscle to complete your tasks. If you're hosting a meeting at this time, be careful. Both sides may want their way, which could stymie negotiations. Sensitivity rises when the moon slips into Cancer at 6:27 p.m. Be ready to take care of your clients who may be feeling especially emo tonight and into the weekend. Clients, Hilary as well. Hilary's feeling a little bit emo and a little bit in her feelings right now too. Hold on a second. I'm getting pop-ups. Of course I'm getting pop-ups. So today, Friday, February 11th, is a power day for Gemini and a weak day for Sagittarius. So my Sagittarius friends, if you're feeling a little bit weak today and not feeling like the universe is on your side, there's an astrological reason for that. But that doesn't mean it doesn't mean that the world's out to get you. Sometimes we just have an off day. So everyone's still with me so far before I move into Saturday and Sunday. Oh, Zuri is here. Cancer moons are not for me. I guess same. I don't know. I don't know. Some moons are not, I don't know. They're not great for me. Maybe that's just because of my Aries nature, because I am a triple Aries. My moon is not an Aries. I have a Gemini moon, so. Aha. So Katie says, still with me. Great. Zuri says it's opposite my power days. And there's hellos going on. I love it. This is why I love doing these things live. Everyone is like this little community of saying hi. So everyone's saying hi to each other. Hello, hello, hello. Good for everyone to see each other and meet. Let's continue on with Saturday and Sunday. So Teresa's proposal is that this weekend be less about business and more about self-care. Saturday starts off with no major aspects in the morning, ideal for tidying up any part of your biz and taking care of client concerns. This afternoon has a gorgeous aspect starting with the moon trine Jupiter at 2:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and the moon Uranus sextile at 4:49 p.m. This is ideal for inspirational marketing efforts or online group activities. So quite frankly, I am probably going to be doing my email rock block between 2:35 p.m. and 4:49 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. So for all of you viewers out there that are watching this for on February 11th, tomorrow, 2:35 p.m. to 4:49 p.m. is going to be my sweet spot. Book your email readings now. You probably will get it in a faster turnaround time. The evening puts the moon in a headlock with Mars at 11:21 p.m. Stay offline at that time if you want to avoid problems. I will probably be in bed by that time. Sunday morning has one good aspect at 2:15 p.m. The moon will trine Neptune at that time, a sweet aspect for creative brainstorming or intuitive work. While those aspects could open a few doors, the Cancer moon will nudge you to rest. Make sure you have plenty of time carved out for self-care. You'll emerge refreshed and ready for next week. Both days are power days for Cancer and weak days for Capricorn. And by the way, our tarot card for the week from the Astro Biz Digest is the 10 of Cups, which is wonderful. And I also pulled I think I pulled the 10 of Pentacles yesterday, and I just never got around to posting it. So it's been a 10 fruition kind of end of week, honestly. So Zuri says, basically look at your sun and moon signs, and whatever is opposite for those signs are not power days. So a Cancer moon is a no-no for me. Okay. Opposite. All right. So Gemini. So I'll give you an example. I'm a Gemini moon. So what's opposite Gemini moon, Zuri? Really quick. Julie, hello. Welcome to the broadcast. In this case, for this week's episode, you absolutely can have a reading. I will pull one card for you from the tarot. I just need a question. So thank you for segueing into our reading portion of the evening. I will take a couple. I'm not going to go crazy with them because I'm not going to burn myself out. And, you know, if people want to book a reading with me, they absolutely can at tarotbyhilary.com. But I want to wet your whistle in my own way. So let me find. Why don't I have this templated? All right, I'm going to put new list. Things, create, and crawler. One question, one card. Put your questions into the chat. Update. Show. And let me find. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that would be my opposite. Sagittarius moon would be a no-no for me. Interesting. Thank you for looking that up, Zuri, or having that to hand right away. All right, so that I know Julie wants a reading. I do need a question. If you would like me to pull a card for you. And same goes for everybody else. If you have a question that you want answered by the tarot, and I will pull one card to answer your question, please put it into the chat. First come, first served. And I'll take a few of these. I actually wanted to use a different deck, though. I don't want any of these decks. Actually, let me pull from Teresa's Tarot for Kids. And then we'll probably do a different deck for the weekend forecast. I'm going to do first come, first serve. So I'm going to do Julie's first. That one just popped. My comment assistant is being overactive right now. So Julie is asking, will I find love? Julie, that's a big question. And most of the time tarot likes to provide more of a why or a how, or sometimes a when or a what. Not really a huge fan of answering yes or no questions, like will I find love? So I'm going to rephrase it a little bit for you and put in like, what do you most need to know about finding love? Or how will you recognize that person? So really quickly, sorry, I'm going to be using Tarot for Kids, which was written by Teresa Reed and illustrated by Kaylee Whitman. Beautiful deck and wonderful, not just for kids, but for kids at heart. It's very nice. So Julie, this one's for you. Please. Whoop. I'm going to give two for you because I just had a jumper card, and I will read that and I will read the other one. You just happen to be getting 2 because you got a jumper card. Because I do want to address the card that jumped out, because it is kind of addressing your feelings currently right now about love, which may be giving rise to your question. So your first card that flew out, Julie, is the 3 of Swords, which is not surprising considering you're asking, will I find love? So currently at this moment, there is a little bit of doubt. There's a little bit of negativity. There's a little bit of like, why me? There's a little bit of mourning going on. And this is typically the card of heartbreak. But just because you've had heartbreak in the past doesn't mean that you're doomed to continue to experience heartbreak in your relationships. So allow those lessons to happen, and allow them to open your heart instead of harden your heart. That's 1 for the 3 of Swords. And then your second card is the 4 of Wands reversed. So to me, the 4 of Wands reversed, the 4 of Wands when upright usually indicates like a wedding or gatherings or success or family. And with the reversal, it's not saying that you won't have it. It's not saying there's a blockage there, but it is almost circling around, I don't know, being attracted to unavailable people, or being attracted to the married person, or being attracted to someone that is just hung up on somebody else. So I feel like there's a lot of love to give there. But it is kind of like looking for love in the wrong places. So you need to adjust your radar on not necessarily finding someone that will complete you, but finding someone that will enhance what you already have. I don't know if that necessarily answers that big question of will I find love, but I think you're closer than you think you are. Just because right now it's hard to get over what you've been through. But you will get through it. Also, we're also coming out of both Mercury being in retrograde and Venus being in retrograde. So there was a lot of Venus retrograde stuff of revisiting relationships, possibly past relationships or exes coming to roost or coming up again. So astrologically, it might have been a strange time for love and emotions. So I hope that helps. Again, I am going to emphasize, I can only do so much in a live forum here, and I don't want to go too deep and pruny into your particular issue. But if you want to book a reading, right here, tarotbyhilary.com, I would love to serve you. Jenny came next. Jenny liked to ask, where should I focus efforts for remainder of month? Okay. Focus efforts for remainder of the month. Hold your fire, Jenny. You have so much that you want to do. So I think that is also the reason why you're asking this question. Where should I focus efforts? Because it's like you want to focus on everything right now. It's a very inspirational time, very productive, very prolific time. You're getting the Ace of Wands, but you're getting the Ace of Wands reversed. And to me, the Ace of Wands is upright. It's like go, 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 potential energy. Things are just starting. With the reversal of the Ace of Wands, that's my sign to be like, hold your fire, like hold a little bit back, like keep some of this energy for you, because it is a little bit of like, go, 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 go. And you don't want to lose those ideas, but you're not going to lose those ideas as long as you write them down. You don't necessarily have to execute everything right now. You can hold some of the ideas for the next month. But right now, especially with the Ace of Wands, like that one, that is like your focus, like that is like whatever it is that it's just like you can only do one thing. And that, but it's hard to execute that because you want to do everything. So, where should you focus your efforts? You should focus your efforts on holding a little bit back for you, maybe not extending yourself so much. And also, what are your real passion projects right now? Like, why is for Wands, it is about passion. And I also think of the why. Why do I want what I want? Why do I do what I do? That's a very Wands suit kind of idea, is why do I want the things that I want? I would ask you to ask yourself that, and that way it will bring what you need to focus on into sharper relief. But truly, I think it's just like one thing at a time. Like, we tend to underestimate the things that we can get done in 10 years, but overestimate the things that we can do in a day. So just remember that, like, keep your eyes on the prize. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that should relieve some of the, like, you're gonna burn out. You can't do everything all at once. So bring your focus back to yourself, and one thing at a time. You can write all of this stuff down, but execute one thing at a time. I hope that makes sense, Jenny. Let me know in the chats. I'm circling back to Julie said thank you so much. Makes sense. Great. That's what I'm here for. Katie is asking, what is happening with my job? Please and thank you. All right. Ooh. What is happening with Katie's job? I think there's a lot. Yeah. Getting the Justice card reversed. So things are hinky, things are strange, and you kind of you're feeling that things aren't quite as stable as you would have originally thought. And it's giving rise to a lot more, like there's this conversation that's going on that is almost like Harry Potter-ish in nature, like choosing between what is right and what is easy. And going back to the Justice card and having that Justice card be reversed, like, some things are really unfair. And there is like the distribution of work, who's carrying the burden, who's carrying the responsibility, why are they carrying the responsibility and not this group? So it's, when justice is reversed, it's very much about the equilibrium is shifted. It's not equal, it's not balanced, and it needs to be rectified. But what I would say is, even if you're feeling righteously indignant, ask yourself the question, is it supposed to be me that's fighting this fight? Again, reverse Justice card. Doesn't necessarily have to be you fighting this fight, righting this wrong. And it may not be just one person that is going to be able to rectify this. So keep this in mind. Justice reversed. Let me know if that makes sense to you in the chat. I hope it helped. So Sophia has a paragraph, which is fine. I'm having a lot of relationship issues recently. I was abruptly broken up with about a month ago after what seemed to me like 6 months of bliss. He is going through a lot of mental health issues, and he's still one of my closest friends. My question is, I suppose, is how I should proceed with interactions with this guy without driving myself nuts. Again, I'm going to say it because the astrology is still true. It hasn't changed. We did just pass through both a Venus retrograde and a Mercury retrograde all at the same time for most of the month of January. So the timing matches up. about a month ago, yes, the timing matches up. So think about that astrological transit, and know that, communication, travel, and technology, which is ruled by Mercury, gets all hinky when there's a retrograde. And the same thing with Venus retrograde. Messages of beauty, presenting yourself, and also relationship issues come up when Venus is retrograde. So there's an astrological explanation as well, but don't use astrology as an excuse. So I will pull a tarot card for you. My question is, how should I proceed with interactions with this guy without driving myself nuts? And again, he's going through a lot of mental health issues. He's still one of my closest friends. So thank you for the background information. It is helpful. Oh, we're getting justice upright. So I don't know if I shuffled quite enough. So I'm going to pull another one. Yeah, I would say just taking care, because I got the justice card upright. So I think the timing of that was definitely, it's not you, it's me from his perspective, so it's more about what's going on with him rather than anything that you did or didn't do. But you're also getting the Knight of Cups. Got reversals here. We've got the Knight of Cups coming up reversed. So to me, the Knight of Cups is, kind of, all knights to me are the brash teenagers of the tarot, filtered through the lens of their particular suit. So Knight of Cups to me is that very chivalrous love, that courtly love, that longing for love, or what love represents, or what that person represents, but not necessarily seeing that person for who they really are. They're more seeing love for love's sake, or they're more seeing a representation of what that person means to them, and not necessarily who that person is. So it's very much a kind of optimistic, rose-colored glasses kind of energy when you have the Knight of Cups coming up, being in love with love for love's sake, rather than really trying to make a partnership out of that relationship. So again, Knight of Cups, that's reversed. So to me, it's just the intentions are there, but it's kind of murky in its energy. So you want to delineate boundaries, not necessarily verbal ones with him, but more energetic boundaries for yourself, and making sure when you have those interactions, to think of him as a friend and not the potential of the relationship, or what the relationship was previously. Can you go back to being friends? Yes, but I think it takes time and energy, and an effort as well. So your first step is to disentangle yourself from the that emotionally charged undercurrent that you have going on, where you're considering what might have been. Because Cups, when reversed, where's that energy going? It's flowing out. It's not being contained by the cup. If it was being contained by the cup, the card would be upright, but the card is reversed. So that emotional energy is being fissioned out because the cup is not upright. So maintain your emotional center so that you can interact with this person at the level that you need to interact with him as right now, for your mental health and for his mental health. Because right now it's still a little bit blurry and murky. And I would say, if you can, give it the physical distance that it needs to, because for some people, it's just like, just being around that person triggers a lot of emotional weight and interactions and feelings. And sometimes we can't help ourselves and we fall into old patterns just by being physically around that person. So know your limits, know when you're feeling that, and proceed accordingly. I hope that helps, Sophia. Let me know. So Jenny said, thank you. Noting those comments in my planner. I believe all my energy is coming from the Chariot card that has been stalking me this year. I don't know, Jenny, is that your year card for this year too? Or is that just a stalker card? Katie says, Hinky part is correct. The rest, I'll have to see what happens. Thank you. Awesome. Great. So Melanie is asking, hi, can I have a reading, please? Going through a lot. Absolutely. Put your question into the chat and I will pull one tarot card for you. So, but I need a question. Kathy asks, hello, Hilary. My question is, what stands in the way of me finding romantic love? A lot of love questions tonight, which is not bad, not wrong, it just is. So I will read on that for you. And Melanie, if you have a question, please put it into the chat. And if you don't have a question before we stop, then you can certainly book a reading with me. Oh, interesting. Facebook stopped my broadcast. You can learn more about their terms of service here. Could it be that I'm doing readings? Let me know if you're watching on Facebook and if I can still see it. Yeah, I don't know. What stands in the way? Nearly knocked over my microphone again. So Kathy, your card that's coming up is the Five of Swords reversed. So the Five of Swords when upright is, to me, a card that's more negative than when it's reversed. So I like that it's coming up reversed for you, because I think it means, to me, the Five of Swords is about mediation and always having to play peacekeeper. And like, it seems like nobody wins in that scenario, but it seems like you're the you're the person that is like immediately falling into that position of being a peacekeeper. And to me, I think that might be the reason, or what's standing in the way of you finding romantic love. Don't put yourself on the backseat anymore. It's almost like I'm getting this strange sense of like Cyrano de Bergerac when I'm seeing this card for your particular question. That doesn't always happen when I see the Five of Swords, but it's happening right now. I'm getting like the sense of like you talking somebody else up, but being in love with that person yourself, it has a very like, not for me kind of energy, even though it's just like you feel like you do deserve that person and you do deserve to be happy. But at the same time, I feel like your actions might be lining up with, oh, well, this person's great. And this was and then you realize, oh, I've somehow made it about this other person and they're now in the relationship that I wanted to be in. So what's standing in the way of you finding romantic love might be you're the one. You're the person getting in your own way. So consider talking yourself up, being kinder to yourself, realizing your worth and your value, and looking at other people that are in relationships, not to emulate them, but to emulate possibly their energy and gather the confidence from them that you may not feel for yourself, and cast yourself in the starring role of your life. Like, you are the romantic lead. So act like it. Let me know if that works for you or if that resonates for you. Okay. Sophia says that's the court card that comes up for him with the ancestral tarot system. So that's so funny. Oh, well, I guess I'm doing my job right? Thank you. It's been a rough month, and having some direction is a huge help. Great. That's what I'm here for. Kathy said Valentine's Day is coming up. That's right. I don't know why I keep on remembering and then forgetting that Valentine's Day is on Monday, right after Super Bowl Sunday. So Melanie, I think this is going to be the last question. So Melanie is asking, will the father of my child change his bad habits, or is the relationship over? So again, it's a will question. Tarot doesn't really enjoy answering yes or no questions, but we will certainly ask on the topic and see what the tarot has to say. I just dropped a whole bunch of cards, so that might be your reading. You might not be getting just one card, Melanie. It might be quite a deep situation here. Let's see if the cards are applicable. I think you already have your answer. So this is going to be a 3-card for you, Melanie. Sorry to everybody else that didn't get 3 cards, but these all fell out at the same time, and I'm going to take that as a sign that all 3 of these are for you. So you are getting the 10 of Cups reversed, you're getting the 2 of Swords reversed, and you're getting the 7 of Cups also reversed. So all reversals. And so the 10 of Cups reversed is, you're asking basically, is the relationship over? And you're asking, will the father of your child change his bad habits? I'm getting all reversals. I'm getting, a 10 of Cups reversed and a 7 of Cups reversed. It's just like, you're hoping that the answer, like, you're already asking asking the question, hoping that the answer is going to be the former and not the latter. But unfortunately, I really do think the tarot is telling you that the relationship is over and it's time to move on, because you've given him so many chances, and it is at the point where it's just like the decision has already kind of been made for you by the amount of chances that you've been giving him. So 10 of Cups reversed, I'll hold that up. That's usually a card of like happily ever after, very positive card, but it is reversed. So to me, that's like kind of the bait and switch that you've been experiencing, where it's just like his behavior changes, but it only changes for as long as he needs to convince you that he's changed, and then he's back to his normal shit. Pardon my French. You've also got the 2 of Swords coming up, also reverse. This is a shit or get off the pot kind of moment. Like, he's already shown you who he is. Believe him the first time around. You can't make him change. He'll change, but only temporarily. And then the 7 of Cups, also reversed, is you're looking for all of the signs that he's changed, but will it hold? Will that behavior hold? You haven't seen it hold for as long as you would need it to really think that he has changed. So let me know if that resonates with you, because sometimes readings are not so nice. Sometimes they are very matter of fact, or sometimes negative. But those readings can be really the catalyst for you to be like, you're right, he isn't going to change, and it's just confirmation of what you already knew on some level. It's like, I don't think I'm telling you anything that you didn't already know on some level. And I think that can be a very powerful tarot reading in and of itself. It doesn't have to be forecasting or pulling words out of somebody else's mouth. It doesn't have to be mystical in order for it to be powerful. I really do feel that everyone has intuition, and sometimes a tarot reading is just confirmation of what their intuition is already telling them. Sometimes we need that permission slip to do what is necessary or what is right for us. So I hope that helps you, Melanie. All right, so Kathy said, I'm watching you on Facebook, though. And Katie says, I can still see it, and it's working. So, I don't know. Kathy said, thank you. So, awesome. And Melanie says, yes, definitely. True. Thank you so much. I already made up my mind, but I just wanted confirmation. That's what I'm here for. That's great. I mean, I'm sorry I'm not seeing something different, but, now at least if that is what is already happening and the pattern is already repeating itself, it's just like, what you need to do. And that you're able to find love again. I think it's almost like you've been putting your life on hold for this person. And that's not fair to you. And that's not fair to your child either. So you deserve to be happy. I mean, everyone that's watching this right now, whether you're watching live or on the replay, you deserve to be happy, and you're worthy of your dreams. So, all right. I think I've got time for one more if you happen to be creeping in. But I think I got through all of the questions. So. And I usually don't do this. So this is a rare treat. And if you want to book more time with me, absolutely you can do so. tarotbyhilary.com. That is Hilary with one L. And I would love to serve you with the magic and the power of the tarot. And also, this is a little bit of a taste test for those of you that have not had a reading with me. This is what a reading with me is like. More cards, but very matter of fact. I'm not going to tell you. I usually don't tell anyone something that they don't already know on some level. Sometimes there is a little bit of a fortune telling aspect. If I see it, I'll say it. If I get an off the wall kind of intuitive hit, I'll say it, because sometimes some of the most wacky things that I see or hear while I'm reading turn out to be the most relevant and the most resonant. So I've learned to trust the process, trust those off the wall messages, because they often are the most pertinent and what is most needed to be heard in that moment. In case anyone was wondering, I used Tarot for Kids, which is written by Teresa Reed and illustrated by Kaylee Whitman. The publisher, I believe, is Sounds True Publishing. Yes, Sounds True Publishing, if you would like to pick up a copy of your own. And they are, and I just was reading them intuitively as well, based on my own knowledge of tarot. But there is a guidebook that goes along with it too. So thank you all so much for asking me your questions. I hope I was able to help you a little bit, especially on this Valentine's Eve weekend. I'm going to go ahead and hide all the shown items here and just put out my information. Sorry, Stephanie, I'm done with readings for tonight, but you can feel free to book a reading, tarotbyhilary.com. But we'll go into the weekend forecast, so you can still get a general reading for the collective. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to give a twofer for the weekend forecast, because there was one card that I pulled this morning that I haven't been able to post yet. And I will pull another card. So we're going to do affirmations tonight for the weekend forecast. Let me put my cards over here. Wrong thing. All right. Weekend forecast. I am going to allow y'all to choose where should the second card be pulled from. Super Attractor or Spirit Junkie? Put your choice in the chat now. Super Attractor or Spirit Junkie? Because I already have one card pulled. I just need to pull the second one. I don't even remember where this card comes from. I'm not sure which card, which deck this card comes from, but choose now, and I will drink some water. All right, I got one vote for the Super Attractor. 2 votes for the Super Attractor. Three votes for the Super Attractor. Three. All right, I guess it's a Super Attractor. Because Kathy says so, and Ja says so, and Katie says so. So we will go with the Super Attractor. Okay. And it may very well be that this, yes, actually, both of them. So both cards, the first one I pulled is also from the Super Attractor, and we're going to pull a second one. So you're going to get 2 messages for the weekend forecast. And Jenny says, I pull one card each day, and the chariot has shown up 4 times already. Oh my goodness. So it's been like all week the chariot card. Wow. You know, when that happens to me, I'm like, I swear I shuffled. I am not a bad shuffler. I didn't do anything wrong. Why are you coming for me? Well, I mean, Jenny, I have to say, with the chariot card, where's your big struggle right now? Because you are being pulled in 2 completely opposite directions when people receive the chariot card, because you've got the black horse and the white horse. Or you've got the ego and the id. So like where, like, was that you that was asking about where your focus needs to be? You need to wrangle those energies to get some forward movement. Otherwise you're going nowhere fast. And you're welcome for sharing my insight so generously. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to hear it. Not you, a general you. All right, let's see what the Super Attractor deck is telling us for the weekend. Ooh, pretty. I don't know. Is this message for me or for you guys? Okay, so we have 2 cards from the Super Attractor deck, and this is an affirmations deck. So it's not quite an oracle deck, and it's definitely not a tarot deck. So these are affirmation cards. There are 52 cards in the deck, and this is by Gabrielle Bernstein with artwork by Michaela Ezra. This is what the box looks like. Very pretty. And then the other deck that I had, made you choose, that is also a Gabby Bernstein deck. So, all right. The first card that I pulled this morning is directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. Very pretty. And then the card that I pulled just now, also from the Super Attractor deck, is I feel my way into faith, one step at a time. So look at the moon and the bridge. I don't know. I feel like that second one is more for me than for you guys. But hey, if it works for you, and if you're seeing this message, whether it's on February 11th, 2022, or during the replay, this message is for you. If it resonates for you, take it. Leave the rest. So again, directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want, and I feel my way into faith one step at a time. So those messages, those affirmations are from the Super Attractor deck by Gabby Bernstein with artwork by Michaela Ezra. And I hope that helps to serve you this weekend or whenever you're viewing this video. Again, we do these videos, these episodes every Friday night, usually at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had a little bit of a late start. And I think things might be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think comments are coming a little bit slower. I don't know. There might be a time delay. I'm not sure what's going on there. So I hope that weekend forecast serves you whenever you're watching. And I'm going to have to clear things off of my desk. And I thank you all so much for watching. Where's the reminder? Fridays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more episodes. So I do want to say next Friday, we are going to be doing the year-long tarot spread with the Amberstones method. I will be teaching that next week. And then the week after that, the Friday after that, I will be teaching the 13 moons yearly forecast, which is 13 cards. And actually, to let you know, shop update. If you go to tarotbyhilary.com, that particular spread, the 13 moon spread, is something that I only do during like the first months of the year. So it is still up. It is still live. It is a 15-page PDF that I create for you. You need to give me a week's turnaround time so that I can get it all prepped and ready for you and read the cards and type it out and everything. But that is in the shop if you would like to purchase a 13 moons yearly forecast for the year 2022. And don't worry about starting late. I know we're in February right now. That will span from February of this year to February of next year. So you're still getting 13 cards. You're still getting the 13 moons reading. It's just going to be from, February to February instead of from January to December. So also want to remind people that I'm going to be expediting email readings tomorrow. So get on my schedule. I will probably be doing that tomorrow afternoon around 2:15 p.m. So let me hide that. I do see Kathy says late starts work for this West Coaster. Happy weekend. Happy weekend to you as well. Katie says, thank you. It is very apt, I think. Me too. I think Beats came in late. I was wondering if you're taking questions tonight. I just did it. You missed it. I'm sorry. But I don't usually do that. But you can book a reading with me at tarotbyhilary.com. I would love to serve you. So that's it for tonight's episode. I thank you all so much for watching. We're going to be doing the yearly spread for the Amberstones method next Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the Friday after that, we're going to be talking about the 13 moon spread. So I will be teaching that so that you can pull those cards for yourself. Again, if you do want a 13 moons reading, it is in the shop right now at tarotbyhilary.com. And I would love to be able to do that spread for you. All right. That's it, everybody. I will see you again next Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, my name is Hilary, professional tarot reader, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you again on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.